So today's video is going to be a first impression and review of the designer brand's Longwear 24-hour foundation. I've heard a lot about this product here. Designer brands has become quite famous for being dupes of a lot of like high-end foundations like the Estee Lauder Double Wear and foundations like that. So there is a few different options for them. I think there's a matte version, luminous version, and this is just the full coverage long wear versions. I really want to do a review of all of them, but I think this one I've been seeing do the rounds, so I thought I'd kind of start with this guy here because I'm really excited to actually try it out, because if it is a dupe for a high-end foundation, like that's gonna save me so many dollars. The packaging is okay, like in my opinion it still looks a little bit cheap, but like it is cheap, so what do you expect, I guess. The shade I got is 651 True Beige. I'm hoping it's okay. It was honestly the closest shade they had that matched me. I think that was like maybe 5 or 6 colours. Really not the best colour range. So I'm going to just jump straight into it. I'm going to quickly pop on some primers. This is the Ordinary, that's not a primer, that's a moisturiser. Seriously, their packaging between their moisturisers and primers are like identical, so embarrassing. So I'm just going to pop on the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. I'm not too sure what would be the best primer for this foundation, but we're just going to kind of go with it. Oh, it's a brand new one. It's a fresh one. There's a fly in my room. Far out! Seriously, I'll kill you and your whole family if you don't go away. I'm actually half beauty blender, half like kabuki brush maybe. So 2 pumps. I did talk to one of my friends who's used it and she did say a little bit goes a very long way, so I'm just going to start up with a little bit. Oh, there's a chunk. If that fly does not get out of my face, I'm going to wreck it. Oh, it's definitely got a bit more of a pink base than I usually go for. Seriously, can you guys hear the fly? I can't deal with this. Like, I need to get rid of it. Okay, so that's the difference between my face with nothing on it and my face with the foundation. Actually, it doesn't look pink anymore. It looks more yellow now. I don't know what I was talking about. I kind of don't really have an opinion yet. Like it's very thick. It definitely has high coverage because that is one layer, and I have a lot of foundations that are a lot more sheer than that I have to layer up to get this sort of a cover. The colour is not perfect for me, but it was kind of the closest in their range that they had. I'm going to do the other side with the kabuki brush and see how that coverage goes. I'll use 2 pumps again. Why does it goes on lighter than it sets? Look how much lighter that is. That's weird. It like oxidizes really fast, like immediately. So as per usual, like with many other foundations, the Beauty Blender gives a much higher coverage. So I think I might actually prefer the side with the brush because it's not as thick. Kind of sheared it out a little bit, which I do prefer the look of. I can't see any freckles on this side, whereas I can see them on this side. So this is an up close look of it. It is definitely high coverage, very quite thick. I definitely think the colours are a little bit off for me. As you can see, it's not like a perfect match. It's a little bit dark and the undertones are a little bit off as well. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera, go about the rest of my day and come back in probably about like 7 or 8 hours and let you guys know how it's been going. But so far it's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Like I probably wouldn't pick it if I had an occasion on or something. It might be okay for like, oh, I don't know, even every day where I think it might be a bit too thick and heavy. So I'm not too sure how I feel about it yet. Like, I'm not loving it. I don't know, like I've got a lot better foundations that are high coverage but don't feel so heavy on the skin, and that's what I think I don't like so far, but we'll see how it goes at the end of the day. Okay, so the very first thing I want to say about this foundation is that it oxidizes. It is like not a very good match for me anymore. Like before I could get away with it, but I feel like now it's a bit too dark for my body. There's definitely quite a lot of shine and oil on my face right now. It's just, yeah, it's just looking very orange and shiny. It feels very thick. It doesn't feel very comfortable in the skin, and it 100% is creased in a lot of places that my face has never creased before. I feel like you guys can't really see the creasing on camera, but it is fully separated in between my eyebrows and this huge like wrinkle on my forehead. I don't know if you can really see it as well as I can see it in person, but in person it looks disgusting. Yeah, I can see all of my pores like it's sitting on top of my skin. I've got these weird like separation lines here, and I don't know why, because it's not like that's like an area where it would separate like in my smile lines of forehead. So you can see that line all across there that's separated. I've never had that in my life before. And I've also got one coming up from my brows there, so it's like I've wrinkled up my forehead and it's just like, oh, okay, so as soon as you touch your face it fully rips up that whole section of foundation. Okay, I'm gonna stop touching it because it just like I touched it and it just ripped it up. From afar it's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just for someone with oilier skin like myself, it's very shiny. It feels sticky and wet. It feels like it's just clogged me up. It feels very heavy, so if you're someone who doesn't like the feel of foundation, maybe don't try this one. It's definitely oxidized, gone a shade or two darker than what it was when I first put it on. My under eyes have separated quite bad, even though I did set them with a powder, which it's usually not this bad, but I did apply the foundation under there as well, so I probably did cause that myself. So just stripes, I don't like it. I probably won't be wearing it again. I don't like the way it sits on my skin. I honestly did not leave this on for as long as I normally do for these type of videos. Usually I will try push it to 8 to 10 hours, which is normally a working day. So usually how long someone will wear a foundation for. I have only left this one on, I think I put it on at probably close to 12, and now it is, what is it? 4:30, so it's only actually been 4.5 hours. So, and it's purely because this morning I was super late to get started because of other reasons. So oh, I cannot imagine how this would look in another 4 hours. In all honesty, I don't want to wear it for another 4 hours. I've got to go out and do something now, so I'm 100% taking this off and starting again with something else. So I think this is a super overrated foundation. I get that it's cheaper, but it's not as cheap as what I would like it to be for how it sits on my skin. I can get a Rimmel foundation for the same price that sits beautifully, so why all the rave? But who knows, like for people with normal to dry skin, it might be absolutely perfect for that skin type. So if you have tried it and you have a different skin type, please let me know, because I would love to know if it's just me. It does say it's suitable for all skin types, so full smudge proof coverage that doesn't cake, flake or feel heavy. That's exactly what they've written on the back of the bottle. I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with all of that statement. I just turned my lighting off so you can see how greasy this is. So I would probably give this foundation at like a 2 out of 10, maybe a 3. Oh, I don't know, it's just, it doesn't work for me. I don't like it. I'll never wear it again. I'll never repurchase. I'm literally going to give this to someone else because I don't ever want my skin to look like this again or feel like this again. I feel like I'm going to break out. Like, it's so full on. Okay, well I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want this to be a rambling video, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!